on you.
What in the godforsaken actual fuck was that?
I know we really didn't have a choice, but damn.
Go, I can hear them coming.
Where are we even going?
Exit. There, up the ladder, out the grate.
Damn them all. Fuck all the eyes. Fuck all the too many legs. And fuck all the cursed souls attached to them.
How'd you just have that down there?
We try not to talk about it. Now you know why.
Ugh, that was awful. Horrifying.
Get Doc. I'm gonna need to buy new eyes.
Oh, I've never seen such things. Oh, the eyes, the legs. What is this goo?
Damn them all to the fucking abyss!
Mental note, the sewers are absolutely awful. We make a pact here to never speak of it again.
Yeah.
I'd rather go back to getting shot by Seawat.
If given the choice between going back to that stanky hell and facing Seawat, I'll take the bullets. At least they don't bite.
Brought to you by OOC Productions. Their first audio drama. A Man Called Stranger. The Prologue. City Business. Part 3. The Investigation. Starring Krensei as the sheriff, Hard Seltzer as the enforcer, A Confused Mistake as Badge and Cupid, the Grim Bard as Stranger, and Whip Hand as me, Packet Tracer.
The very early morning air was warm. Not as warm as it was there, but the breeze had parted the skies, revealing a red dawn, and we slinked through downtown, keeping our heads low and turned away from the street as we briskly made our way back towards familiar and less threatening grounds.
We're bleeding from like 3 places. Now I have a pounding headache. We need to stop somewhere.
No, keep moving. Last 2 intersections, they were still tracking us. Take a right, then we can cross through some alleys into a main street.
We can't keep running all day. And I really can use a moment to rest. I really need to regain some of my energy.
Alright, left here. Then another right. Lose us between the buildings, and keep your head down when we get out from the other side.
Alright. Where are we?
Southwest side of Vatic Row, a few blocks from the docks. Always busy over here, so it should be easy to lay low for a moment.
Alright, that's good. You know your way around this pretty well.
This might come as a surprise to you, but I don't actually like spending time running away from cops and response teams. It'll leave holes in you and your pockets.
Stop complaining. It's not like we had much of an alternative.
Because we're always in situations like this. Look where we are. Why did you rope me into this?
It's not like I was hoping to get shot by Siwa today. I saw a chance, and I took it. You would have done the same, and hell, Stranger actually took it.
Well, but in my defense, I'm literally a stranger here. And I cannot put into words how much I'm beginning to regret it. That absolute unit of a woman might have dislocated my jaw.
Well, at least it still works just fine. And we should do less yammering and get more supplies. You two wait here. I saw stores around the corner. And don't get shot while I'm gone.
Alright, we're not going nowhere. God damn it. Fucking wet. I'd ask someone for a smoke, but I don't think I'd trust anything they'd give me.
Smart man.
So, are you, like, from around here?
Yeah, born and raised. From Midtown originally. Father used to work for DDN before he got laid off. Lost our soul brand and have been in the underground ever since.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to stir anything up.
No worries, my guy. It's all history now. I'd ask about you, but as we've established, you're not from here. 257595, was it? Don't even have a name?
Nah. I couldn't think of one when they asked me. It's kind of hungover.
You didn't think to use your real one?
No.
Why? Are you a criminal?
I sure hope not.
Then...
That.
Fuck me. Should have ignored your stupid-ass message this morning.
Splayed across several screens broadcasting an endless cycle into the city streets was a rather crudely depicted digital sketch of us, with big ol' wanted stamps over them, for questioning on matters of theft, fraud, and murder.
That's a terrible sketch. My jawline is way stronger than that.
That depiction of you is not very good. I don't even think they got the nose right.
Why's yours got you wearing a hat?
I don't know. I haven't been wearing a hat all day. Oh. Here comes Cupid.
Alright, we got some bandages for stranger, some drugs for the pain, some drugs for my headache, some drugs because drugs are fun, and today has not been fun, and... Damn, they really messed up that jawline packet, but I really don't like looking at my face so large.
I know, right?
Ah. The bounty beneath it is not the part that you don't like.
Don't worry about it. Let's just get down the alley and out of sight.
Yeah. Let's bandage my open wounds in a crummy, dirty alley.
Rod, how the fuck did they track you guys to me? Did you even avoid cameras?
Yes, I think.
Did you get rid of the case? You did get rid of the case.
In a way. So to speak.
Damn. Then either you're both shit at your jobs and were followed, or those engrams were rigged.
Yeah, but rigged to whom? That wasn't a response team, that was CWAT this time. Ugh. That fucking last unit. She almost tore my arm off.
Give you quite the shiner too, Spacer. Hold still. Your nails look better than I thought I saw them minutes ago. You don't have any secret healing magic too, do you?
No, not as far as I know. I do always kind of feel better in the wind.
Please tell me one of you guys managed to grab the engrams.
No, I was shooting back. I thought you were getting them.
I was busy getting shot at. By the time I turned around, my whole setup was getting shredded. Thank the gods you grabbed my scryer.
I do still have the one you put inside of my arm. I don't think it got damaged.
Gonna have to take a look at it when we get inside somewhere. That's what? 5 down, 1 left? I don't even know what was on the first 3, so...
Alright. Thanks for the hand. Hey, we should get out of here. I can hear cops not too far off.
I saw a small coffee shop around the corner.
That was Java?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Perfect. They're syndicate. We won't get any ruckus in there for a bit.
Oh, man. Am I gonna have to ask what the fuck a syndicate...
I look around the cafe we wandered into. It was out of the way and tucked behind a small alley. I could still faintly hear cops going by on the street, but fortunately none of them bothered to pop their heads into here. I think that had something to do with the patrons inside. I'd never seen so many cheap suits and smelt so much cheap cologne before. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. Beggars on the run can't choose at all. The people inside were friendly enough.
tight, courteous smiles and tighter clothes. But aside from a few early birds reading papers or having breakfast, everyone did seem rather subdued. Got drinks and sat down.
Audio on yours was busted, but mine wasn't, and it was the mayor discussing the dock deal with gangers. Got cut when it looked like some people arrived. Cupid, what was on yours?
Mine had a conversation of sorts with an executive. It was very interesting. Little veiled threats. The mayor was declining to sell out to them.
And strangers had him getting killed when they were making the final deal, maybe? Let's see.
Hackett placed a large device on the table. The base of it was just larger than a handheld computer, but with extra screens that extended out the side. Numerous small little buttons that I didn't know what they did. They were shiny though. One of them was big and red, and didn't push it. They watched the scene while I pondered our position. At the end, well, the beginning of the day, we were all just pawns in someone else's plan gone awry. While we might be just trying to make a buck, at what point is the operation cost too high? We were playing with forces of means and power we didn't fully grasp. And in this sprawling metropolis, the corruption of that reach is lurking in every dimly lit corner. Anyone can be a player. The waitress, the hobo passing the window, the man with strawberry blonde hair staring at me over his upside-down newspaper. Okay, that was probably something. But unless he started pointing a gun at me, I was a little too tired and injured to care. Regardless of whether they are or aren't, not even everyone is fortunate enough to be informed of their role. We're all just a pawn in this twisted game. Actors stumbling blindly across a dark stage. I was coming to an increasingly clear realization. My survival might be dependent on this game, or we run the risk of being left in the gutter of this city's machinations.
Rod, you guys know what this means? What the city is going to do when it finds out?
It means we have a problem. We are at the very least secondhand witnesses to some kind of corporate corruption and murder. At the very worst, we may now be implicit in a cover-up.
When did you figure that? After watching the mayor get killed, or after Seawat started shooting at you?
Well, the first clue was when I lost a gallon of blood out of my nose. But, you know, the cracked ribs, yeah, that really is what drove it home.
Yeah, but who? DDN, Sunken Star, Ensign? Too many strings are being pulled.
Which is why I would guess they're trying very hard to get rid of all the evidence. Which, because we saw the engrams at this very moment, is us.
The question is who? And who else?
What do you mean?
Well, obviously someone has taken out the mayor and replaced him. And someone is trying to get evidence of that. Which we now lost, but we ourselves may be the only remaining pieces of.
Which means both sides are going to gun for us when they catch on.
Yeah, but only one of those sides wants us gone. The other needs what's in our minds.
Which I'm sure they'll take great care of when they extract the information, yes?
I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound pleasant.
Good point. So what do we do?
If I had known that taking the case was going to lead to this, I would have let that van hit me. The way I see it, we've got two options. A, we turn ourselves in to the nearest ensign station, explain what we know, and hope we're turning ourselves into the right one. Because I have a feeling that if we're wrong there, they're gonna take us out back and shoot us.
Rather avoid that, honestly.
Seconded. They won't even take us out back. They'll just blow our brains out right there.
I can't make what's what of what's going on. We're not playing with the whole deck.
Oh, you know. Can I get in?
My eyes shot upwards to see the sheriff that I've been seeing all too often now. He met my gaze rather evenly and gestured at Packet to move. He slipped into our booth.
You think you're missing a few cards, but you're not even playing the same game.
We collectively froze as he reached forward, but it was with an empty hand. He just grabbed Packet's coffee cup and took a sip. Thinking it was just that, my hands were already moving, but his had moved faster.
Don't none of you move. I've got a big iron in hand and I'll blow his balls out of his arse before either of you even scoot.
That does sound unpleasant.
I cannot describe how much I'd like to avoid that.
I shared a look with Cupid, but nodded and put my hands down on the table, palms first, splaying out my fingers wide. Cupid was reluctant, but slowly did the same.
Good. Nice and easy there. Wasn't easy to track you here. Fortunately, you had a run-in with Jonathan in the cut side.
How'd you even get in here?
Don't worry, you little cotton socks about that. I can get by.
What do you want?
I think I'll be the one asking the questions now.
Then now's the time to start.
I want you to explain how a lost spacer and a bunch of soulless are running amok in my case.
Actually, I think your case has been running amok my life. What little of it I have. Alright, no jokes.
Hey man, we just met and all, but I'll give you my firstborn if you ensure my nuts don't get blown off.
Quiet you.
Listen, Sheriff. Actually, I don't know who you are, and I don't really care either. I don't know anything about your case. All I know is I stole a briefcase, which, admittedly, may be a bad move. Debatably so even, but to be fair, and honestly, when I did it, I didn't know who it belonged to or anything else that it might have been tangled in.
Then why are you running?
Because you keep trying to kill us?
You immediately walked in here and pointed a gun at us. That's like the one thing you don't do if you want my cooperation.
If I wanted you dead, your bodies would be stuffed into enforcer augments like the rest of Death Row. See what encountered you in the cut side, and were told specifically to take you alive. Jonathan confirmed to me that's how you got away.
Oh, that's what you consider trying to take someone in alive. Well, you can tell them next time they really don't even have to try that hard. I come in alive a lot easier than I do dead, which is what it looked like they were trying to do.
There is no next time. You're going to answer my questions and then coming in with me.
Or what?
Or things are about to get messy.
Just because your guys' communication is seemingly limited to my whereabouts doesn't mean we have anything for you.
Now who has you cleaning up their mess? Who's behind this?
I fucking hate cops.
Are you purposely not paying attention to us, or are you just that dull?
Answer the question. 257595.
Oh, my number. Is that your very best intimidation tactic? I don't take orders very well, and I'm not liking yours at all. What are you gonna do? Shoot him and then deck me right across the face? Why don't you go ahead and roll those dice? See how that plays out for you. Take that series of actions.
You want to gamble with your friend like that?
You know, today I'm kind of feeling like a betting man, and I'm liking these odds. But sure, I love a second opinion. What do you say, Cupid?
Go ahead, take a shot. I'm very sure that... who owns this place again, Packet?
I mean, I wouldn't open fire in a syndicate front, but let's not get too...
His face was nervous as he looked between us, but his eyes widened in surprise as they dropped from my face to my chest. The sheriff's expression matched it, morphing as his head snapped back, his hand coming up from underneath the table. God, what was... Fuck, what's that?
Shit, respawn teams! We need to get going!
Center!
Fucking hells. Was that a sniper shot? Right before that response team hit.
No, that was a fucking bubble gun. What, did the bullet tearing past your head not sound like gunfire? What was that misty stuff? Magic?
No, that was me. Fuck. There goes all my energy. It's not easy to do that off the bat.
You can turn yourself into green stuff?
It's mist, water, air magic. Mist I turn myself into. I think.
Wait, how'd you do that with your arm? I don't know anyone who can...
That is not important right now. We officially need more information.
Sure, but it's not like we can just go up to the mayor and ask.
Well, that does give me an idea, though.
This is a terrible idea.
No, this is a great idea. No one would expect it.
Sure, except for, security and other assorted people who pay to guard the place.
Plan A of let's just go and ask the mayor is not going to work. So, Plan B.
Why is Plan B breaking and entering the mayor's house?
Why? What's the problem?
I feel like there should be a couple more steps before breaking and entering.
I doubt we have time for any more steps. Besides, I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, all roads are gonna lead here. If you're worried, just make sure no one sees you. The building in front of us was quite large, if not the largest on the street. Its driveways were surrounded by a high security wall that we easily scaled over to creep through a faint garden, past the liquid and neon trees, right up to large bay windows that covered most of the bottom floor. Are you sure about leaving Packet in your car? What if it needs to make another quick getaway? Would be good to have him over here watching our backs.
You can do it much better in the soulscape, passed out in the car. You reading us, Packet?
Loud and clear. Just give me a moment to finish disabling some... There we go. Alarms and security grid is off for a moment. Just find a way inside. I'm going to spook some footage in case anybody's watching you.
I'll check the locks. Watch the corner.
As she requested, I did just that, and peered around the edge of the building. There were 2 guards at the end of a long driveway that led from the gate. They were sharing a smoke together as they leaned against large pillars that were holding up the second-floor balcony. Cupid tapped me on my shoulder, bringing my attention back around, and I held up 2 fingers to her and then mimicked smoking. She raised her hand in return and glided it across her neck, drawing a thin line with a questioning expression. I looked back around the corner and gauged the guards. They were unaware of our presence. But it's best to be sure, so I motioned at Cupid to wait and leaned forward to strain my hearing. It's easier out here. In Uptown, all the sirens, music, and the gunshots echoing the lower parts of the city are faint and fading. The general ambiance is more like a background machine buzz than anything else, and even that all fades away.
Hey, Caproni, we've been out here for hours, yeah. Why the guts are standing in front of this empty house? Gotta keep up appearances, you know. Don't want no sticking press nosing around. Yeah, but why can't we sit inside, you know? My leg's cramping like a bitch out here.
Boy, would you two shut up? I'm trying to watch the game here, huh? Come on.
I turned back to Cupid, waving dismissively at them. She shrugs and jerks her head towards a window that was now slightly ajar. Alright, we're going to need a meeting book or a journal of some sort.
What are those?
What do you mean, what are those? Like, where you write things down, where you're going to be, your thoughts and, like, feelings of the day.
Okay, Spacer. Get that nonsense. Plug into a network somewhere in there, and I'll see if I can find a schedule or mem notes.
You just said what I said, but more sci-fi. Whatever. Let's go plug your dongle into a thingy.
Are we sure no one's inside?
If there is, then we abandon our impromptu illegal activities and we get out of here.
Alright. You first. If no one shoots you, I'll follow.
And if someone does shoot me?
Then I'll leave. Isn't that what you just said?
Fine. Come on, let's get in. Air felt thicker, stale even. It took a moment for my eyes to adjust to the darkness, and even then, mostly what I saw was dust floating in the air where light was streaming in between the blinds. Almost makes me sneeze. It passes, and it turns to near laughter when I turn to see Cupid struggling to get over the lip of the windowsill.
Not a fucking word.
She shoots me a death glare, and I don't dare say anything. I help her over and turn away as she brushes dust off her clothes. She can't hear my snickers, but we're both quickly distracted by the room we came into. Fancy, but filthy. Several large screens and fancy displays were around a series of tables and couches. Everything was covered in a thick layer of dust, like whoever had skipped town on this place had taken their cleaning crew with them. Nearly choking on the thick air, we dispersed throughout the house looking for any signs of anything.
Guys, you guys in already? Can't access the indoor feeds. Can't even pinpoint your signal. Totally blind in there.
Eerily quiet in here. Not a single soul. Not artificial or natural.
I'm upstairs. There's evidence of people living here, but they must have left in a hurry.
Well, take a note from their book and fucking hurry. I don't like not being able to see what's going on in there. This encryption wall seems to be never ending.
I sneakily crossed the main foyer. The faint voices of the guards could be heard on the other side of the door, but I passed them quickly in case they happened to look back through the windows. I wouldn't want to be caught in the middle of my second favorite activity that's embarrassing to be caught doing.
This is definitely their living area. There's not much here. I'm going to look for a security or utility room.
I'm not finding much either. I'm gonna try to move perpendicular to you and go into the next wing.
Hold on, I can pull up the blueprints. If I understand where you are properly, you should be near a dining room of sorts. There's a utility access way in the back that should lead you to the office?
Do you have anything more specific than that, or do you just want me to wander in this vague direction until I find something? As soon as the door to the dining room opened, I felt something was off. I knew it as I knew my favorite smoke leaf, which was basically the only thing I knew. It was a large room, large bay windows behind curtains on the right side, a large dining room table in the middle, surrounded on one side by high-backed chairs. A crawl went down my spine. Something was wrong in the air. A rank stench assaulted my nostrils. Rotten food, decaying meat. The low light was streaming in through the blinds, and it offered me a dim view of the room. There's a couple of pieces of strewn dishware glinting in the light on the floor. That's not all. Strange. I picked it up. Gun. Old. I smell it. Faint gunpowder. I lick it. Residue. But was it coming from the stale air or the gun? Hey guys, I think I found something. I'm not exactly sure what, but oh, what the fuck? Oh man, I'm not getting paid enough for this. I lowered the gun and looked around. My back was now to the curtained windows. I could see silhouettes sitting along the table. The only thing I can hear is my own low breathing. As I circle around it, it takes my eyes a moment to realize what I'm actually looking at, and then another to resist returning my lunch. Oh God, That's nasty.
Stranger? Stranger, are you okay? You went silent there.
In front of me is 2 chairs along the table. Each had a body. The first was slumped over into rotting food. His back resembled a mangled piece of meat, and the chair behind him had 4 holes puncturing the cushions. The second was slumped back. A green mohawk was flopped to the side and hid his face, but the front of his white shirt had dried red stains on it. It looked like gangers, and up and close, they looked familiar, like the 2 I'd seen in the soul scene. The other 2 were harder to tell. I'd guess execs based on their clothing. That was all I had to go on. Both were splayed back in their chairs. Their heads, if they could even still be called that, were folded back at the neck, like an open hinge on a cabinet. Coagulated and dried blood was pooled beneath them. Their chairs still tightly pushed in, their weapons still on their belts. Looked like the other 2 at least had some warning. One of them got their weapon out. The other one managed to move at least a little. Doesn't look like it helped either very much, though.
Stranger? Stranger, do you read me?
Yeah, sorry. Thought I had company there for a moment. I think what I found was worse. Some gangers and what looks like execs. Can't tell, and they're very dead.
Send me a visual. Cupid, where are you with the network?
I pulled out my comm link and went to the nearest ganger. Upon closer inspection, I could see the second one wasn't only shot from the front, because a trail of blood went right down from beneath the mohawk on the side of his head. I took pictures of him and the rest of them and sent them all over to Packet, then circled the table again. Judging by their wounds, they were all shot from the front, aside from the second gangster, who must have been shot a second time from the head of the table. Found a single bullet casing near it, but not in front of the table, when there should have been at least half a dozen more. I turned to the windows and lifted the blinds slightly to gaze out. We were facing the main street, ample places to shoot through the windows. But I only noticed a few holes going straight through the glass, possibly because it looked very reinforced. That would have required some heavy firepower.
I'm almost at the security room. Look, the space are fine.
Shit, that's the gangers I saw. And I'm pretty sure in the same room where I saw the soul scene. Didn't see them die though.
That's not good. I'm going to plug you in and we should get out of here. This place gives me the creeps. Where do you want the...
Cupid? Cupid? Cupid! Cupid, that's not funny. Space, are you still in there?
Yeah, I'm still looking around. Probably should go see what that is.
The door behind you should lead to a staircase. Should be around the 3rd door on the right in the next hall.
This place was indeed creepy. I kept my hand on my belt as I followed the directions, and I found the door she must have already gone through. It was slightly ajar, and I pushed it open, seeing Cupid laying in a crumple on the ground. I knelt down beside her, breathing, heavy pulse, stirring in pain. Fuck. Trap. I spun around, but it was too late. Something lashed at me in the dark, tearing through my jacket as it billowed around me. Oh, what is it now? I turned to face my attacker, barely able to see them as they emerged from the corner of the room, swinging some kind of multi-pronged whip through the air. The heads almost seemed alive. Alright, slow down, by gods, man.
You should, totally not be in here, dude. This is, not a place for freelancers at all.
To be entirely honest, you're quite right about that. Let's make a deal. You put that thing down, I'll save you the paperwork and just leave.
Nah, dude. Yeah.
The whip wrapped around my left arm as I went for my gun, and it jerked me forward. I caught myself on the table and attempted to jerk it back. The sentinel clearly wasn't prepared for that much out of me. Their posture changed and they twisted the handle. It tingled more than it hurt. Sure, my sleeve was now ruined, but I flexed my cybernetic hand and reached forward. Winds intertwined. The house might have been locked up, and the air might have been stale. But air is air. And he went down faster than my mood without any bourbon. Can I dog pay for you sleeping on the job?
Ah, son of a bitch.
There you go. Up and at him. You alright?
Some fucker hit me in the back of the head while I was plugging in.
Yeah, that would be the guy, right? I turned just in time to see the sentinel coming up with a handgun halfway to me. I clenched my fist again, pulling on the wind, this time a bit more violently.
Alright. Ha. Hackett, you're in. Hey, Spacer. Was this the fucker?
Haven't seen anyone else here.
Fucking sentinels. Always in the fucking shadows.
Alright, I'm in it. What the fuck happened in here?
Short story shorter, it's dead. Do you have access to the networks?
Hell yeah, nice and open. Downloading now. Sending the info over.
A flood of information hit my inbox, and I took a moment to peruse through it. Meetings, briefings, lunches, reports. Someone kept a very busy schedule.
Fucking bastards. I don't like this place. Feels damned. Let's leave.
Hold on a moment and come take a look at this. Something about it just doesn't feel right. Wouldn't you theoretically have to be efficient down to the last very second to do this? I'm very sure this schedule isn't possible.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, this man has every moment of every day set weeks in advance. Not finding anything unusual or any free time.
Idea. How long has it been since those gangers went missing?
2 weeks, maybe a few days more.
Well, then let's start looking further back than that. I'm going to assume whatever was going on here was either a linchpin or at least directly related. I can see there's a single break in schedule in one evening that's about the right time. Tracer, can you tell where he went during that evening?
Hold on, we're going to crack this vehicle's tracking system. Hopefully that wasn't deleted. You know what's striking me odd? There's a noticeable decrease in family time from that evening on, according to the security logs at least. It wasn't. Does Goldus Square mean anything to you guys?
Bingo. Pretty sure that's where they went in my soul scene.
So, we've got the mayor meeting with an exec and declining a deal. Then, at some point, a meeting with a bunch of troublesome gangers that are now dead in his dining room. Seemingly not before he himself was being taken out? That does not make sense either way. He was on TV just a few hours ago. Regardless, it would at least explain why the family's not here. I don't want to be here either.
Tracer, do you have access to the cameras? Maybe you can catch the family leaving, or that little party that they had going on downstairs arriving.
Checking. I've got the gangers going in. Happened a few days later, but then... Note all records were hella scrubbed. Probably by the gentleman whose brains are covering Cupid's boots. At the moment, the most I have is just the live stream of security cameras outside.
So, what's our next move?
We've gotta have the pieces wrong. It doesn't fit. Either someone is dead in the wrong place, or someone is dead when they shouldn't be. Or someone should be more dead? I only really know the solution to the last one. But I am very sure I saw the mayor die in that soul scene. I just don't know the magic or science that could bring someone back to life like that.
Much as I'd love to debate French science with you, you should probably get out of there real fast. I'm seeing a small convoy of security vehicles on the street cams. They're making their way towards the house.
Damn, time is just slipping through our fingers. Can you tell who or what it is? What's a chance it's the cleaning lady finally showing up?
Can't tell, but let's not risk it. You should be able to get out the way you came in.
Nice and easy. Now let's scram.
Hold on. Wouldn't it be interesting to see who's about to arrive? I crept up to the side of the house again. 2 black vans were already parked in front, and a long town car was following in, and a response team poured out. I didn't recognize them, but their almost intentionally blank uniforms and streetwear weapons I'd already seen up close a couple of times today. They dispersed along the front of the building, and the town car doors swung open. Out stepped the mayor. From one side, definitely alive and well, and on the other, a very well-dressed executive. They circled the car and started walking up the pathway towards the house. The executive was leaning in and whispering something. Something I couldn't hear. Something I wanted to hear.
Hey, it's the exec from my soul scene.
What are you guys still doing in there? Get the fuck out!
Spacer wanted another look. Will only be another moment.
At what? The obvious spec ops team that'll riddle you with lead? You can see that from here.
Yes, but I can't do this with you shouting in my ear.
Do what? What's he doing? What? What's he doing? Looks like he's just standing there.
I don't know. He's just staring off into space with a constipated look on his face.
Talthorian hearing, just give me a moment. Unlike in downtown and the underground, up here things had a different kind of ambiance to them. The gunshots, loud cars, general civilian noise all faded away. Slowly became nothing more than a buzz.
It's a setback, but we are already dedicating a lot of resources to tracking them down. We recovered all but one a few hours ago.
Oh, this whole situation is a consequence of your failure. It's enough that you didn't catch the rat in time, but now you have lost the evidence and don't have the identity of the thieves, nor even the location of where that damn salt scene is.
I understand. The situation will be repaired. Post haste.
You need to get your house in order, or you will be replaced like the last. We're on a deadline, and for the dock projects, we cannot have any. Something feels wrong. You three.
Yeah.
Search the perimeter. Now.
Yes, sir.
You heard the man. Get going, right away.
I got it, boss. Got it.
I was gonna take a walk.
Guys, get moving. There's guards heading your way, and fast. Meet me on the back street. I'll pull around.
You're right, that would be our cue to get going. Actually, there's one more thing I'd like to check. Pull into the back street on the opposite block. We'll meet you over there in just a moment. Keep the car warm.
Why? What's over there?
Something I like to call a hunch. Something is still not adding up.
Well, obviously.
And my gut instinct is telling me that there's something to it over here. The dead guys in the dining room weren't shot from within the same room. There wasn't enough blood splatter or casings.
You're not wrong. Judging by the pictures you sent. Terrible quality, by the way. Are you shooting this on Digitech or something? Anyways, let me do some calculations. Judging by the wound and some trajectory, man, the shots must have come from at least across the street.
I see those pictures. You know, I think I saw those other two execs. Hard to tell with them having no faces and all, but I'm pretty sure they were in my soul scene.
Great, because that's what this mix needed. Some corrupt execs getting shot through some fancy reinforced glass. Also, we have that the second ganger seemed to be shot a second time from somewhere within the room. I'm assuming from near the head of the table.
Right, where the mayor was sitting in my soul scene. But that scene must have happened last, right?
Something like that. I don't know the process Campbell must have gone through to get these scenes, but we seem to have gotten them out of order. He was at least still alive and holding the scenes when I found him.
So the aide was just really cool with a bunch of fucked up shit into it. When? What triggered him?
I would imagine he had no idea what was going on. We barely do, and we're seeing it all as well. I was hoping I'd get another clue of some sort around here. Maybe the casings, the shooter, his nest.
So is that what we're doing now? Investigating? Moving on from stealing?
For God's sake. I raised my hands and slowly turned around to a shiny streetline Special K, just inches away from my nose.
This motherfucker.
Ah, not a single move there, Missy. Anything, and I paint this alley with his brains.
Well, I'm really not a fan of that idea, so let's all be polite here. Hello again, Enforcer. No hard feelings,
Wish I could say the same. Imagine my surprise seeing the two of you sneaking out of Mayor Allerson's house with just the guiltiest looks.
After we saw you last time, a couple more weird things happened. And now, I think we're accidentally caught up in whatever's going on, and just trying to get to the bottom of it. The gun lowered slightly, now was pointed just at my center of mass. I shifted my weight uneasily. There was no way for me to make a move quicker than he was going to blast a hole straight through me at this distance.
Yeah, I remember. It still sounds like an excuse someone just desperate enough would say.
Look, I already know that you guys, don't talk between each other, but you could ask the sheriff. He would confirm.
Sheriff said he never went to see you guys.
What I'm about to tell you right now is going to sound absolutely insane.
Oh, really?
One of you is lying, because the case had engrams that had soul scenes, the aide witnessing the mayor's death. Now I think someone by you and Ensign is trying to cover all of this up.
Do you guys really have any proof whatsoever of this?
Well, define proof.
Then it doesn't really matter. Unless you guys have any proof, I can see you're just a thief and way over their head. Where are the soul scenes?
Gone. We saw 3, but we've only managed to hold on to 1. It shows the killing, but it doesn't show who's pulling the trigger.
Give it here.
Why?
Because if what you're saying is true, that is evidence, and may make me inclined to believe you. And if you're telling me the truth about the sheriff, I don't want it in their hands.
Well, how do we know you don't work for them?
Whoa. What we? I wanted to kill him when he ambushed us last time because I don't trust little piggy bastards.
See, because if I worked for them, I'd have already blown both of you away or called for reinforcement. Instead, I'm sitting here listening to you insult me.
Alright. I'm reaching for my arm, no weapon, just pulling it out. Here, take it.
Good. Now, you said you can't actually tell who killed Ellerson?
No. You get a glimpse at the shooter for a moment, but nothing to identify them.
Is there any way for you to find out the killer's identity? With that, I can turn this and make a case out of it.
I can take a new soul scene.
You can?
I need some simple stuff. Chalk, catalyst. But since we now know where he died, I should be able to maybe get another perspective from his death spot.
Oh, is that how it works?
It's not easy to take one from a death spot, especially since it's been a while and the body's been moved. But I know who and I know what I'm looking for, so I should be able to get something.
You even know where he died?
Yeah, we also know that the mayor's got a bunch of dead bodies in his dining room. The missing gangers, a couple of execs.
I can't call it in. It'll blow my cover with the sheriff.
You think he's tied up in this?
I don't know who to trust with this yet.
Well, what makes you think he's suspect?
I don't trust him. He's been spending a lot of time around the mayor. Now it seems he's been snooping around that theft case. Bring it to me.
Are you certain about that?
Definitely not the sheriff. Not to the ensign headquarters.
So you're telling us to trust nobody but you?
That other guy we were with seemed of the good sort, but you can never be too sure.
Alright, gonna let us go now?
I'll keep a close eye. You two go get the remaining evidence.
I'd like to keep on looking here to see if I can find the sniper's nest.
You're too close to the mayor. I'll look around here, and you go find me evidence of the killer.
Alright, then we'll get going. Send us your contact info. We'll ping you if we find anything. Greed. The curse that plagues us all. The tantalizing promise of a life without worries, but no one mentions the stress you go through to get there. I understand the desperation in people's eyes, the lengths they'll go through to get their hands on a few credits. Hells, I'm there myself, caught in a web of my own greed. It's a siren song that echoes through the streets of this damn city. But now, a storm is brewing, and I'm entangled in a web not spun of my own, but by forces far greater than my desires were ever going to be. The mayor's death wasn't just another job, not another paycheck. It may have began with my own greed and misfortune, but now it's become something more, something sinister. The death of the mayor has ripped open a Pandora's box of secrets. And even if I wanted to, I can't just walk away. Not anymore. Not really. Could escape. I'm sure of that. Disappear into the shadows. Leave all this chaos behind. The bayou isn't nice this time of year, but neither is it any other. I've dragged Cupid and Packet into this mess with me. None of us are exactly innocents caught in the crossfire, but we didn't sign up to be involved in the affairs of a city teetering on the edge of its own demise. I don't know about them, but I'm torn between my own yearning for freedom and a responsibility that now seems to rest upon us. Can we turn our backs? Will they not just kill us anyways?
Rot, was that an enforcer?
Yeah. They're just as terrifying as they look.
Worse than Siwat?
Hard to tell. We've mostly got the jump on this one, and I haven't had to fight him directly. He's definitely got much heavier orgs than your average response team, or even Siwat by my guess.
I'm not very sure what about them makes them special.
Response teams come in many flavors. Usually they're just considered private or corporate security. Only one is sanctioned citywide to act as a police force.
Yeah, Enforcer Centurion Incorporated. Ensign. How do you not know anything after being here for months?
I know some things. The main part of it is broken up into 3 branches, and then into more divisions and teams.
I'm not really sure what the difference between them all is. They all seem just rather violent.
That's not necessarily true, but more often than not, I suppose, yeah.
They're tricked out with the best augments. Their members are some of the best trained. If you didn't catch them momentarily off guard for us to get into the sewers, we were gonna be blood splatters on my walls.
They're going to be wise to our tricks now, so let's avoid a fight with them again. I'd rather not die before I at least get to the bottom of this mess and get paid.
Maybe we slow down a moment and really think about this. What are we really walking into?
We're not walking anywhere. Cupid's driving.
Did you know? Stranger back there doesn't know how to drive.
What I'm saying is, I don't really know what things are like in this city. But just so we're clear, we're about to go take a recording of a soul's memory via a dead person through another, even deader person, because we're trying to figure out who made them dead. Am I missing something?
Yeah, because you stole the incriminating evidence that person killed was the mayor, and he was somehow replaced. Keep up!
Is any of this really possible?
Well, we're in a speeding car halfway there, so...
No, I mean... him being replaced.
Well, technically.
This ways hypothetically, but that's not such a small undertaking.
Yeah, we're talking either full-body cloning, but then you have the personality issues. Or an artificial soul copy, but then you just made the guy you murdered. They don't usually like that when they find out, which they always do. Trust me on that.
Okay. Sudden questions about your knowledge on this matter aside, wouldn't it be possible to, I don't know the right wording for it, train them?
Yeah, but we're talking millions of credit for a month of lab work, field work, testing. You catch my drift? From what we've gathered about the mayor, the timeline is only a few days. Weeks at most.
Could also be a shapeshifter. Some sort of illusion spell, maybe. Plenty of other magical options as well.
I see. So it doesn't matter how he was replaced. We need to prove whoever it was that might have been the mayor up until now. Because, side note, really anyone could have been a mayor as far as we know. Whoever is there now is already in cahoots with who we can assume killed the previous. Well, if this isn't the dumbest shit.
That doesn't leave us with a lot of options.
Not any good.
Our best chance of clearing our names is getting the identity of the killer to the enforcer. From there, we can basically absolve ourselves of all connection. Maybe even get a quick check for turning in such important information.
And if we get hit by another response team?
Well, we know they're working for whoever is orchestrating that. So let's keep any interaction with an RT or C-Wop to the minimum.
We're here. I'm gonna circle around the block and find a jack-in point for the local network.
Keep a good eye out. It's going to take me a few minutes to set up and a few more to snatch the scene.
Alright, I'm with you. Let's be quick about it. Thank you for listening to A Man Called Stranger. Stay tuned for the pilot's final part in 2 weeks, and help me and Cupid do some weird soul shit by following us on the socials and joining the Discord. You can also help us survive this terrible city by becoming a patron. See you next time, and never forget, you're not the only one.